Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, let's take introductions again. Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhuvesha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavesho namo namaha. Hare Krishna kids, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. May I know who all are on the call today?
That's Shrivandu Pranam. This is Rasika. I will be presenting Mataji.
Hi, Hare Krishna, Rasika. Welcome to the call. Thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, Rasika, would you like to try and see if you're able to share screen so that we can get things ready and then we can start the recording?
Can you see my screen, Mataji?
Perfect. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Okay. So then let me start the record and then I'll give an introduction on Rasika and then we can give her the call. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Um, okay, good. Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Thank you all so much for joining us and giving us your very, very valuable association today. Sunday is always special because we have the kids' presentation sessions on Sunday, and we have different children from various age groups coming forward and giving presentations on many varied topics in Krishna consciousness. So today we have Rasika, and Rasika is just 11 years old. She lives in Windsor, Canada, and she loves singing. Her favorite part of ISKCON is that she can sing kirtans and bhajans and play on her harmonium for the pleasure of Radha Krishna. She loves teaching and she has organized a virtual summer camp for devotees from across the world to learn Krishna consciousness and connect with devotees and also make new friends. So we are extremely happy to have Rasika on call with us. And Rasika has also presented earlier on Bhakti Sangha conference. So she's not new to us. And we are very fortunate to have Rasika presenting on the topic, the leap of faith. That's quite a grave topic. So it will be interesting. Thank you so much, Rasika, for choosing such a nice topic. You can now share your presentation and begin your presentation. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So first of all, I would like to humbly seek everyone's blessings, so I can continue on with this presentation. Om Gyantivirandasya Gyananjarashakaya Chakshuramanitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Niveshishi Shunyavadi Vashideshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So my name is Rasika and I will be presenting on the topic the leap of faith. So we're going to begin with a short story, an icebreaker to start this topic. So this is an Akbar Birbal story. Once, Akbar got hurt and cut his thumb by accident. So then Akbar was really yelping in pain, and he was like, "Oh no, what happened?" And then Birbal was like, "Oh, everything happens because of God, so don't worry. It's because of God's grace that you got hurt." And Akbar got so angry because he was like, "How dare you say that to me? My thumb got hurt, and you're just saying it's because of God?" And then Akbar locks Birbal in a cage, in like a prison, because he's really angry at him. Then Akbar goes hunting in the forest. And while he's going hunting, he loses his soldiers along the way. So he keeps on going hunting, and then he sees some tribe. And they catch him, they catch hold of him, and then they say, "Oh, he is great to offer to Kali Mata." So they take him and they lie him down in front of Kali Mata, and they're about to kill him to sacrifice him. when they just suddenly realize that Akbar doesn't have a thumb. So then the chief says, "Oh, we can't sacrifice him. He has no thumb. How can we sacrifice if he's not whole?" So then they let him go, and Akbar went back home. So he was really happy, and as he was going home, he realized, "Oh, if I hadn't gotten hurt on my thumb, then because of God, then I would have been dead by now." So he suddenly realizes this and he goes to Birbal to say, "Birbal, I'm really sorry, you were right. But how did God help you? He made me lock you in the prison, but how did he help you?" And then Birbal said, "Well, King, if I had come with you, if you hadn't locked me, and if I had come with you, I would be dead by now. So because of God's grace, they got saved. So everything happens because of God." Now, there's this story which I'm going to be talking about, which shows a boy's faith in Krishna or his guru. So this is a small story about a boy named Utanka, and he goes to a ashram in a gurukul. And after that batch was over, he his guru, his Veda really loved Utanka. So Veda was like, "Why don't you stay a couple years? Why don't you stay a couple years and stay with us?" And so Utanka was like, "Okay, sure." So Utanka stayed and stayed and stayed, and Veda and Guruma, they kept on asking, "Can you please stay more?" Because they both loved him. So then Utanka was like, "Fine, I'll stay." But this happened to be like 100 years. 100 years passed and he was still staying in Gurukul. So now Veda began to feel bad. He was like, "Oh, we're keeping this child in and he wants to go and we should let him go now." So he told Guruma, but Guruma first said, "No, I don't want to let him go." Then Guruma said, "Fine, I'll let him go, but only on one condition. Today, by sunset, he has to get me the earrings of Queen Zenena. And if he doesn't get me the earrings of Queen Zenena by sunset, then I will give him a curse." So Veda was like, "Okay." But imagine like staying back 100 years and then having your Guruma just giving you mission and attempting to curse you. So Veda tells Utanka this mission, and Utanka's like, "Okay, sure, I'll do it." But should I do it? He had two choices at this point. He could either stay and stay in his comfort zone at Gurukul, or he could go out and explore the world and use his learning. So there's a small lesson in the story up until now, how it's difficult to let go. So Veda and Guruma were having difficult time letting Utanka go. And because of that, Utanka wasn't able to go. So in life, we have to be able to let go. And if we're not able to let go, we will have material attachments. So there's a very small story on this lesson on how it's difficult to let go. So there is a boy named Tejas, and he has his mom. And his mom always, they were really poor. So his mom always, whatever money she got from work, she gave half away to charity. Now Tejas got like really mad. He was like, "Mom, why do you do that? We already have so much less money, and now you just give half away to charity." So then Tejas' mom says, "Oh, I don't have the answer to this question. Go ask Brahma." So Tejas sits up and goes to Brahma. Now, while he's on the journey, he meets many people along the way who ask him questions. So first he met a tree, and the tree said, "My fruits aren't growing. Can you ask Brahma to please answer this question for me as to why my fruits aren't growing?" So Tejas said, "Sure." Next, he saw a snake, and the snake was stuck in a hollow. So the snake asked Tejas, "Tejas, where are you going?" And Tejas said, "I'm going to ask Brahma for an answer to my question." And then the snake said, "Can you ask Brahma why I'm stuck in this hollow of a tree?" So Tejas says, "Okay." Then he meets a king. Tejas meets a king. And the king says, "There's no water in my barrier. In my water barrier, the water just doesn't stay. So can you ask Brahma why that is happening?" So Tejas says, "Okay." And last, he meets an old man who is hunched and crooked and crippled. So he asks Tejas, "Tejas, can you ask Brahma why I am crippled?" So Tejas says, "Okay." Then Tejas goes to Brahma and he asks Brahma all the other questions first. And Brahma gives answers to all of them. And then he says, you will find the question, you will find the answer to your question automatically. So Tejas goes. He goes to the tree and says, which is Brahma's answer. He goes to the tree and says, Brahma's answer was that your fruits weren't growing because there's a treasure chest underneath you. So the tree said, okay, can you dig that treasure chest and take it away with you? It'll help me. So Tejas says, okay, I'll do that. Then he goes to the snake and he tells the snake, Brahma said that you're stuck in a hollow because there's a diamond on your head. So then Snake says, okay, do you want the diamond from my head? Then you can take it away and I'll be able to get out of this hollow. So Tejas says, okay. Then he goes to the king and the king says, did you get the answer to my question? And Tejas says, you have no water in your barrier because you're holding on to your daughter. And if you marry your daughter off, then you will be able to get water in your water barrier. So the king marries off his daughter to this Tejas boy. Then the old man, Tejas says to the old man, you are hunched and crippled because you have so much knowledge and you're not sharing that knowledge. So if you share your knowledge,
All offered their obeisances to the Lord. CC Madhya 16.120 প্রভু দর্শনে সকলের ভাবাবেশ প্রভুর দর্শনে সবে হইল প্রেমময় কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ কহে নেত্রে অশ্রুবরী
thank you, Mataji. Um, so
Sorry.
So then Tejas says the old man is hunched because he needs to share his knowledge. And then the old man says, okay, why don't you take all my knowledge? I'll share all my knowledge and learned positions and everything to you, and then I will be straight again. So Tejas takes all this knowledge and the treasure chest and the diamond on the head and the daughter, and now he understands this question. Because because his mother was giving, he was getting. So he goes home and tells his mom this. But the lesson to the story is that each thing, the tree, the snake, the king, and the old man, were having a difficult time letting go. And because they weren't able to let go, they were stuck in a state. The tree's fruits weren't growing. So the tree wasn't letting go of the treasure chest. So that's why the fruits weren't growing. Same with the snake, the king, and the old man. So the lesson learned is that it's difficult to let go. There's a second lesson with this story so far, and it's about comfort zone. Now, earlier I talked about how Utanka had two choices. He could either stay in his comfort zone, or he could go out and adventure and learn and use the things he already learned. So, there's a very small story again to this lesson. There was once a water bug. There were like a colony of water bugs living in the water. So one day by day, the water bugs kept on disappearing. So the council, they did a meeting and they said, okay, the next person will go out and whatever they see, they will come back and tell us. So one day there was this water bug who got picked to go outside. So this water bug goes outside and suddenly he turns into a dragonfly. He can fly now and he's having so much fun. From a water bug, he turns into a dragonfly and he's flying around for hours and having fun. And then suddenly he realizes, oh, I've got to tell my friends that what was outside of the lake. I promised them I would do this. So he tries to go in the water, but no matter how he tries, he cannot go in the water because he's a dragonfly now and he can't go in the water since he's not a water bug anymore. So he tries so hard and he just can't get in. And then at this point, he realizes four realizations. First realization is, I have transformed now and I can't go back. Similarly, before we came into ISKCON, we were someone else entirely. Now we are someone else. If you've noticed, you can't really relate much to your friends of the past before ISKCON that much as you can with friends in ISKCON. So now we are someone else and we need to let go of the past. The second realization the dragonfly realized is even if I do somehow manage to go back, my friends will not recognize me. So even if you do somehow get to talk to your friends before it's gone, they might not recognize you. You will be a changed person. The third realization is the dragonfly had is that I believed in myself before I was in the water, and I believed in myself and I came out here. So I should stay here instead of going back. And the fourth and last realization he had was if I keep flying as a dragonfly, one day the water bugs will get inspired by me and they'll come up. Similarly, when we're in ISKCON, our past friends, we can't relate to them. But if we continue doing ISKCON and preaching or whatever, then they will get inspired. They will come into ISKCON. So these are the four realizations which the dragonfly had. And we're going to go back to the Otanka story. So after this, Utanka decides, okay, I will go do the mission. So Utanka takes blessings from his guru Veda and he goes and he starts his journey. While he's in his journey, he sees an enormous bull, and a giant, which is 10 times as large as the bull, is sitting on the bull. So there's an enormous bull and an enormous giant in the middle of the road. So then Utanka sees them and he's like really terrified now. He's like, oh no, they're so big. What am I gonna do? And then the giant on the bull, he's like, come here. He does this. So he's like, come here. And Utanka was like really, really scared now, but he's like, okay, I'll go there. So he goes to the giant, and the giant says, I want you to kneel down and drink the stool and urine of this bull. So Utanka is like, what? Why am I getting asked to do this? He was like confused and disgusted, and he was like, what? I'm not going to do this. And then the giant's like, if your guru can do it, why can't you? So then Utanka had really faith in his guru. So he's like, if my guru can do it, I can do it too. So he starts drinking the urine. He just starts like, he just lies down under the bowl and starts drinking the urine. Now, while he's doing that, he's drinking and closing his eyes. Suddenly, he feels a tap on his shoulder, and he's like, he opens his eyes, and there's sun right glaring on him. There's no bull. There's no giant. So he wakes up, and he's like, oh, who is this? Who is this? So there's an old man next to him, and he's like, what are you doing in the middle of the road? Because the old man didn't see the bull and the giant. The giant and bull were gone. So the old man's like, what are you doing in the middle of the road? And Otanka's like, oh, I don't know. So then Otanka continues towards his journey. Finally, he reaches Queen Zarena's palace. Mataji, can you mute everyone? Thank you, Mataji. So he reaches finally Queen Zarena's palace. And he goes to Queen Zarena's palace and he explains the situation to the king. He's like, I need these earrings of Queen Zanana, and if I can please get them, that would be awesome. So the king's like, okay, sure. This is the queen's room. Go to her and ask her for the earrings. So Zanko was like, is it really that easy? He goes into the queen's room and he sees no one. And he's like really confused now. He goes back to the king and he says, where is the queen? I don't see her. And the king said, have you done anything unpious today? And Otanka thinks and thinks, and then he finally comes up with an answer. He says that today I did an unpious deed. I did Gayatri, but without cleaning my legs and hands. So the king's like, okay, you redo your Gayatri, take a bath, and redo your Gayatri. So Otanka does this. And then after he's done with that, the king says, okay, now you go back to Queen Zinana's room. So Otanka goes to Queen Zinana's room and he finally sees her. So Queen Zinana explains that you couldn't see me before because I'm very pious. And because you did an unclean deed today, you were unable to see me. So then Otanko's like, okay, so he explains the situation to Queen Zinana. And Queen Zinana says, okay, I'm going to give you my earrings, but be careful. There are many, many evil forces out there who will try to stop you. So be careful. because the minute these earrings get out of my castle, they will not be safe. So be really, really careful with them. So Utanka says, okay, sure. So Utanka goes out of the castle. And then his Gurukul is like right around the corner now. So he says, why not take a bath? Because he sees a beautiful lake. So he goes to the lake, takes off his clothes, and buries the earrings under the clothes because he thinks if the Gurukul's right here, then there's nothing that can happen wrong. So um, then he went to the lake, and then he sees a naked monk. A naked monk comes out, takes the earrings, and runs away. And now Utanka is like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? Then Utanka quickly comes out, dresses, and he comes out. Then he starts chasing the naked monk, but then he sees the naked monk turns into a snake, which is Takshak. So now Utanka chases Takshak, but then Takshak goes into a hollow, which leads to Patalok. Now that hole is really small; it's for snakes only, so Utanka can't get in there. Now comes a short lesson when we talk about overconfidence. 1 minute, Matthew, let me get my charger. Okay, so we talk about overconfidence now. And Utanka had overconfidence that, oh, I'm next to my ashram now, my Gurukul, so nothing will happen. And because he had overconfidence, the Queen Zanana's earrings got out. Now there's a really small story which happens in this about overconfidence. And there's a baby pig, and the baby pig goes to the lake to drink water. Now, while she's drinking water in the lake, there's a tiger. And the baby pig sees the tiger and he's like so scared. He's like, oh no, is the tiger gonna eat me? Oh no, is the tiger gonna eat me? And then while the pig is just there, like next to the lake, terrified, then a tiger just drinks the water and goes away. And the pig's like, what? Did I scare the tiger? Like, what happened? Did I scare the tiger? And the pig thought that he scared the tiger. So he was like, oh, tiger, are you too scared to fight me? Are you too scared to fight me? Come back, fight me, you coward. And then the tiger says, okay, come back here tomorrow, same place, same time, and we can fight. So the pig's like, okay, sure, I'll beat him in no time. So then the pig is really happy and he goes home to his family. He tells his family this and he's like so happy, like, yay, I scared out the tiger. And his parents are like, what did you do, you fool? The tiger's not scared of you. It's just not eating you because it already ate its share. It can't eat after it's already ate. So now the pig was like really trembling and shaking, and he was like so scared. He's like, what should I do? What should I do? So his mom and dad couldn't come up with anything. And the wise grandpa pig came. And then the wise grandpa pig says, how about you just roll in the dirt, make yourself as stinky and dirty as possible, then go to tomorrow to fight the tiger. So the pig's like, okay, I'll do this. The next morning, he goes and he rolls in the dirt and he's dirty and everything. And then he goes to see the tiger. And then the tiger sees him and he's like, oh, you're smelling so bad. I can't eat you now. So then the tiger goes away and the pig is so happy. But the lesson to the story is that the baby pig was overconfident that, oh, the tiger's scared of me and that's why I can fight him. This is why we don't need to be overconfident, or otherwise it will lead to our doom. So same way, Utanka was overconfident that Dakshak won't take his earrings, and that's why he lost them. Now the continuation of the Utanka story. So Utanka realized his mistake, and then he's just sad and he's walking and he's like, what should I do? And then an old man walks up to Utanka. A man walks up to Utanka and he says, I'm the servant of Indra. I will help you. So then the servant of Indra used the Vajra and the Vajra, the powerful weapon, and made the Patal hole big enough. So then Utanka went into the hole and he reached the huge city of Patalok. There were snakes everywhere, there was markets, there was food, there was all kinds of things and snakes everywhere. Now he sees this very peculiar sight as he goes to Patalok. He sees two women sewing with white thread and black thread on a machine. And on the machine there's a huge wheel for the machine, and there are six boys turning the wheel. So imagine this, there is a huge machine to sew, and there's wheels on the machine, and there are six boys turning the wheel, and there are 12 spokes on the wheel to move it. So these two women are sewing with white thread and black thread. Then, as Utanka is seeing all this stuff, a giant comes on a red horse. Now, this giant is I think he's the same giant who was on the bull earlier. So this huge giant comes on a red horse. He's a very handsome giant. So he comes on a red horse, and the giant says, "Blow into the back of this horse." Now Utanka was like kind of confused, but he's like, "Okay, I'll do this." So he does it, and then there's fire all over Patalo. Now, as you naturally know, snakes are super scared of fire. So when the whole Patalok is like immersed in fire and flames, um, when it's like all immersed in fire and flames, Taksha comes and he says, "Okay, fine, I'll give you the earring, just make the fire stop." Now all this time Utanka is blowing into the back of the horse. Now he stops. Now you might be wondering why Utanka is unharmed. Why did he not get hurt by the fire? Now the answer is you will discover at the end of the story, so stay tuned. So Tanka's unharmed and he gets the earrings. Now there's a short story about perspectives and how each person has a different perspective, and that causes them to make different choices and do different actions. Now again, there's a short story, so in this presentation I will be just saying a huge story, and there'll be small lessons and small stories in between. So there's a small story on perspectives, and there were three yogi friends. They each had a problem to solve, and they said, "Okay, why not we ask Lord Brahma?" So they go to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma says to them one word without opening his eyes, without doing anything. He just says the. Now I spelled it wrong. It's actually in Hindi, so it's DHE. It's the. So now, because of the perspectives, the three friends each had a different understanding for that one word. Now the three yogis were like happy. They're like, "Oh, I got the answer. We all got the answers to our questions." So there were three yogi friends. One's name was Devendra, the other was Danavendra, and the other was Manavendra. So Devendra was from the heavens. So he thought the word the means Dhaman. He thought the answer is to self control, because heaven is a place where there's no self control. You can do anything you want, you can do anything you eat, like anything you want, you can do. So Devendra thought the answer was Dhaman. So he went back to the heavenly planets and told everyone what Lord Brahma said. So he said we should all take self control. He took it like that. Then Danavendra was from the lower planets. He was from hell. So he thought the answer meant Daya. He thought the answer is to give mercy and compassion in hell, because so many people are getting karma and they get punishment for their crimes. So he thought, give a little mercy and compassion, and it'll be better. So he thought the answer is to give Daya. So then the last yogi friend, his name was Manavendra, and he was from the earth, our planet. So he thought the answer was Dana. Dana means sacrifice. Dana means charity. So he thought the answer is to give charity, because in earth, like, almost everyone's greedy. Like, I'm speaking for myself here. People are greedy, and Manavendra thought that if I give charity, then that will solve my problem. So just because of one word, the three yogi friends thought three different words. So Utanka, if anybody else was in his place, they would have chosen, okay, I'm not going to do this. But Utanka chose because he had a different perspective, which made him do a different action. Now we're going to get back to the Utanka story. So then Utanka thinks, how will I go back? The sunset is in a few minutes, and if the sun sets in a few minutes, I'm going to get the curse. So he has the earrings now, but he can't get back in time. So then the man is still on the horse, and the man says, why don't you ride on my horse? Because my horse is super fast. So then Utanka is like, okay, I'll ride the horse. And now, other back at the ashram, Guru Ma was preparing for her curse. She was like, oh, I'm going to give him a curse because Utanka thought of leaving me. So she was about to do the curse, and then Utanka just reaches because the horse is super duper fast. So Utanka reaches and he gives the earrings. And Guru Ma is like, what? I wanted to curse him. And Veda was like so happy. He was so proud of Utanka. Now, the lesson learned from the story is there was each a different person in the story. Each person represented someone else. And because Utanka had faith in his guru represented Krishna, but because he had faith in his guru, he was able to overcome all these problems and challenges and achieve his success. So Utanka realized because of his hard work and success, he got success because of his hard work and luck. And he thought that without hard work and with just luck, I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have succeeded in this mission. And if I didn't have luck and I had only hard work, then I wouldn't have succeeded in this mission either. So because of his hard work and luck, he achieved success and his ultimate goal. Now Utanka explains everything to Veda. He says this happened, this happened, this happened. He narrates the whole entire story. He says that he reaches Queen Dana's palace, he gets the earrings, then Dakshak takes the earrings and he blows into the back of the horse and Dakshak gives the earrings back. He rides on the horse and he comes back and gives the earrings. So then Veda said that this was all actually a mission to see if you had faith in me. Now, the Guru represents Krishna. Krishna gives us tests throughout our life just to see if we have faith for him. And if we don't have faith for him, then we don't overcome our problems. And that's why we think whenever we have problems in our life, we have to think it's not because of Krishna, and we should not lose faith in Krishna. We should keep on chanting and not lose faith in him. Many times I've had experiences where I feel I have lost my faith in Krishna, but then I think that Krishna is testing me to see if I have faith in him. And I need to pass these tests. He's not a teacher, he's our father. He's like our spiritual father, and he's giving us tests, and we need to pass those or we won't overcome our problems and come to him. So then Veda explains everything. He says, the bull which you came across, the giant and the bull was Airavat. The giant was Indra. The urine and cow dung was the nectar of immortality, which was why you didn't get harmed by the fire, because you were literally drinking the nectar of immortality disguised. And the two women were destiny and fate. And the thread, the black and white thread, was day and night. The six boys and the 12 spokes were the 12 seasons, and 6 seasons were the 12 seasons, sorry, the 12 months and 6 seasons, because that was how it was at that time. Then the horse which came was Agni Dev, and the horseman again was Indra. So the horse was Agni Dev and the horseman was Indra. So at this point we come across this story ends, and basically there is an importance of guru. And if you don't have the right guru, if you have a fake guru or not a guru who doesn't mean much to you, then you need to find a different guru. Many people in life, they feel they don't need a guru, but The truth is, you need guru to guide you through life. You need a guru to point out your mistakes, to guide you through life, to help keep your faith in Krishna. Now, the king had no realization of the guru. So, there was a small story, and it's about a king. And there was a king who had no realization of guru. So this king, he took anyone as guru. So a person came, he says, okay, you're my guru. Another person came, okay, you're my guru. So this king has no realization of guru. Then a court, so one time a pandit comes to this king's court and he recites a shloka about how Vishnu is everywhere. So the court pandit comes and recites a shloka and says how Vishnu is everywhere. Then the king is like, okay, I'm not interested, so I'm just not going to do this. So he didn't care about whatever the court pundit had to say. Um, so then another pundit came the next day, and he says that the shloka which the first pundit was referring to means a totally different thing. So the first pundit said that shloka is about how Vishnu is everywhere. But the second pundit said that the shloka is about talking about money. Money is everywhere and money is all pervading and money helps all problems. So the king's like, oh, this totally makes sense. So he makes the second pundit his guru. The third day, uh, another pundit comes and he says, oh, actually, the shloka refers to idli chutney. Idli chutney is everywhere, it goes everywhere in the body, and everyone eats idli chutney. And if you eat idli chutney, it will finish all problems. So the third pundit says that the shloka refers to idli chutney. Now, actually, the third pundit that comes, he is actually the first pundit in disguise. First pundit is actually the third pundit in disguise. So it's the same pundit who comes twice in two disguises. And basically, what he's trying to prove to the king is that there will be people who do different things, and you can't just believe anyone. You gotta believe someone who inspires you. Your guru should have an impact in your life. I mean, lots of people don't understand how important guru is, but when you pick a guru, he guides you through life, and that guru should have an impact in your life. If he doesn't impact your life, it means you need another guru. So now the story ends, and I'm going to be talking about the three P's. So you can use these three P's to overcome problems in life. So carefully listen. So there will be three P's, and whenever problems come across your life, you need to use these three P's to overcome those problems. So there's a short story on these three P's. So after Tanka succeeds this mission, he goes out and he becomes a very powerful sage and guru and travels all over the world. Now, as of now, he's staying in a desert of Ujalaka. Then one day he thinks, why don't I visit Dwarka to see Krishna? So then he goes to Krishna, and Krishna is like, wow, I'm really impressed with you. You have served me very well, and I will give you a boon. So Tanka says, I want my boon to be that I want unlimited water when I need it. Whenever I want water, I want to have it because I live in a desert right now. So then Krishna says, okay, whenever you close your eyes and remember me, you will get unlimited water. So Utanka is like, okay, this will come in use. And Utanka goes back to the desert and ventured. He explores the desert and sees new things in the desert. And he's come a long way now, and he needs water. So he closes his eyes and remembers Krishna. Now he suddenly sees a well. When he opens his eyes, he sees a well. And there is a beggar, like a dirty man, who is taking uh, water from the well, and he's bringing it to Utanka. So Utanka's like, what? I'm so mad at Krishna. Krishna said I would get unlimited water, and I am getting a pot of water from a dirty beggar man. And Utanka was like so angry, and he was like, how can Krishna do this? And then the man disappeared and Krishna appeared. Krishna said to Utanka, Krishna said, I asked Indra to send you celestial water. Indra came disguised. Indra was actually the beggar old man. I convinced Indra to give you celestial water. He didn't want to give you, but I said you're a great devotee and you deserve that celestial water. So Utanka in the summary, he didn't get the water. As you can see before this story, which she talked about Utanka's story, he had faith in his guru who represented Krishna, and therefore he was able to go over any problems in life. But this time he hadn't faith in his guru. He didn't have faith in Krishna, and therefore Utanka looked at externals and lost his faith. Instead of looking at, oh, this might be the water, he looked at externals. He looked at how the person looked like and how the person acted like. This is where the saying comes, don't judge a book by its cover. Utanka judged the man by its cover how he looked, and therefore he was not able to overcome the problem. So Utanka was like sad now. He's like, oh no, what am I gonna do now? And then Krishna said, fine, I will give you water whenever you need it. So Utanka's like, okay, can I get the celestial water? So Utanka, Krishna says, I will still give you celestial water, but whenever you need water this time, I will make it rain celestial water. So Utanka's like, okay, so the story ends, but the three P's to overcome problems. The first P to overcome problems is packaging. Now, when problems come your way, they're going to come in disguises. They're not just going to come up front and be like, oh, I'm a problem and dance in front of your face. They're going to come in disguises and Krishna's going to make them test your faith in him. So, in order to see through those disguises, you need to step out of comfort zone. If you're going to stay in that comfort zone and say, oh, it's okay, I'm just going to stay here, like, what's the point? It's okay, it doesn't matter, then you won't be able to overcome problems. So you need to step out of comfort zone. The second P to overcoming problems is principles. Now, many people are going to come to you and distract you with bad things and tell you to come out of ISKCON and tell you, oh, what does it matter about ISKCON? And many people like this are your mind. Your mind will distract you and say, why do you need to do chanting? Why do you need to sing kirtan? Why do you need to do this for Krishna? What does it matter? He doesn't listen to you. Why should you listen to him? Mind is say that to me many times. So that's why you need to stick to your basic principles. You need to be like, no, I will not do this. I will stay in ISKCON and I will keep on chanting because I trust Krishna. And he has a bigger plan for me, and that's why I trust him. And when you stick to those basic principles, the package will fall open and you will see the disguise underneath. And the third and final P to overcoming problems is power. You need power of grace. You need power of faith in Krishna. You need power of wisdom. And when you have power in all these three things, then you will come across your final stage to overcome that problem, and that problem will be over. In this story, when Otanka didn't have faith, he forgot to focus on principles. He forgot to focus on that I still have faith in Krishna and I will not lose it. He forgot to focus on the power of faith in Krishna, and therefore he didn't get the water and overcome his problem. Now, Krishna was merciful, so he still got the water, but we're not going to get that chance every time. That's why I strongly suggest you take note of these three P's and help them to overcome your problems. So why I'm talking about this is because we are like Utanka. Why did I say the Utanka story? Because we are like Utanka. We need to have faith in Krishna. We need to have faith in Guru. And if we don't, we won't be able to overcome any problems. We will just be stuck there and just cry over them, and it won't help at all. So we need to have faith in Krishna, and I'm telling you, this really works. I've had real life experiences in my life, and if we have faith in Krishna, He will really, really help us. So I just want to remind myself that, remind all of you that, and that's why I said the Utanka story. Now, last but not least, we are going to do a quick summary because I know I said a lot of stories and a lot of lessons. So we're going to do a quick summary and see if you guys can all remember what she talked about. So first we talked about is we should have faith in Krishna. And if we have full faith in Krishna, then we can overcome any problems in life. We also talked about Utanka and how he had faith in his guru, which helped him overcome his problems and achieve success. We talked about letting go and how important it is to let go with the Tejas story when he asked Brahma for answers. We talked about comfort zone and how we need to step out of it. Um, and then we talked about overconfidence with the baby pig and how he was overconfident, so he had problem and he was almost facing his doom. We talked about perspectives and how each person has a different perspective, which forces them to do different actions and make different life choices. So, for example, you may come across one problem and you might think of it differently. And if you ask your friend for advice, they might think of it differently. So, each person has a different perspective, which leads them to do different choices. And we talked about blessings and how important blessings are, how important hard work and luck is. And I don't think I emphasize enough, but blessings are really important. If you don't have blessings, then it'll be harder to overcome your problems. It'll be harder to go through this horrible material world and just not have faith in Krishna. It'll be hard. So we need blessings, and to do that, we need to take care of devotees, serve Krishna. But more than serving Krishna, we need to serve devotees and make sure we don't do Vaishnava Prad. Again, I'm speaking to myself, so please don't take anything wrong. Um, then we talked about importance of guru. We talked about how important he is, and if we don't have a right guru, then we won't be able to overcome our problems. We talked about how we can't just take anyone as guru. Like all gurus are nice, but we have to take a guru as a guru when he makes an impact in our life. You feel you have the right guru when you actually feel, wow, he's really inspiring. He really taught me this, and he's amazing, like that. We talked about the three P's and overcoming problems. I can go to that slide real quick so you can have a summary on that. Packaging, principles, and power. Power of grace, faith, and wisdom, basic principles, and stepping out of comfort zone. Then we talked about the three P's, and we talked about Danka's story and how this time he didn't have faith in Guru. So that ends my presentation for today. And the last slide is if any of you have any questions or comments which you would like for me to answer. So if anybody has any questions or comments, please go ahead.
Hi Krishna and Rasika, that was a nice presentation. It was like very long.
Thank you. Do you have any questions, anyone? No questions? Does that mean you guys listened or did you not listen?
Hare Krishna, Rasika, thank you so much for the valuable lessons. And you're a very good public speaker. Very, very nice. Thank you so much.
Very nice, Rasika. I am inspired by how you are like talking.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions? Maybe about the three P's, overcoming problems, about any? Hi, Krishna.
Hey Krishna, Rasika, that was a nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Subhadra. Anyone have any questions about the stories? No?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I came late, so who is Utanka?
So good question. Otanka is actually at the beginning of the story. Otanka is like a boy. He is like a maybe teenager around that time, like a man, like a young man. And he was in Gurukul. I'm just gonna give a quick summary. He was in Gurukul, and his guru Veda and guru's wife, Guruma, were very attached to him, so they didn't want to let him go. And he had a mission. He had to get the earrings of Queen Zenana, which is the queen's name. And if he didn't get those earrings by sunset, then he would get cursed by Guruma because Guruma is like, how dare he even talk about leaving me? She was like angry. So along the way, there were like many people who represented different people like Indra and Airavat and more people, Agnidev, like that. So they each tested his patience. They each tested his faith in Guru and Krishna. And if Utanka didn't have faith in Krishna, then he wouldn't be able to overcome any of those or achieve success. So basically, the big lesson is we need to have faith in Krishna. That's the whole point of this presentation. We need to take that leap of faith and have faith in Krishna that he has a bigger plan for us. And we don't know what that is, but we just have to know that everything's going to be okay because he's our eternal father and he won't let anything bad to come to us. And you might think sometimes that I'm suffering this horrible problem and why am I doing this? Why is Krishna being so mean? It's actually not Krishna. It's Maya Devi giving you punishment for your karma. Because, for example, if I am having a big problem and I feel so sad and mad and angry, it's because I had bad karma in the past. And because I had bad karma in the past, I'm getting those fruitive acts and I'm getting that punishment. So it's not Krishna and it's not even really Maya Devi because Maya Devi is doing her job, you know? So it's because of our karma, it's not because of Krishna. So yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Anyone else have any other questions? No one? Okay, Mataji, I think no one else has questions, so I think we can end here.
Rasika, do you have to like past?
Keisha, you're really lagging. Do you want to maybe turn off your video and
You can come onto my computer.
Or maybe you want to let me type in chat?
Yeah, I don't know if chat is enabled. Is it enabled for you?
Yeah, it's enabled.
Okay, can you type it in the chat?
Wait,
Keisha?
it's disabled. It's disabled.
Okay, let me see if I can enable it. 1 minute. Uh, okay, try talking now, Jaya.
Now is it better?
I still can't hear you. Mataji?
Hello?
Okay, I enabled chat. Can you turn it on?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else have any other questions?
Mukund has one question.
No one?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Utanka went to Krishna,
Can you speak little loud, Amakund? Can you speak little loud?
yes, Mataji. If because Utanka had gone to Dwaraka to and Krishna gave him a boon, why did he ask for a material desire?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think Utanka just like because what I heard of this. 1 minute, Jay. I'll answer your question later. I heard of this lecture by Shubhalas Prabhu, and he said that Utanka. I didn't cover this in the story because I don't want to take so long, but Utanka actually asked that he would always stay in service of Krishna, but Krishna said you're already doing that. So ask for another boon, which is material, and will help you. So Krishna actually told Utanka to do a material boon because what Utanka asked for, he already had. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. It was a very nice presentation.
Thank you. So Jaya, she's asking, do you let go of the past? Do you mean how do you let go of the past? Okay. So you let go of the past, like I don't mean like in a bad way, like oh I was like small and I did those happy memories and I just want to forget about them. Not that way, but for example, before ISKCON, like you're holding on to something, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like you need to let go, and if you're holding on to something, then you shouldn't do that. I don't mean like past or anything. I just mean like in general, just try to let go. And I know that's hard for me too, but if we have faith in Krishna, then it'll be way easier to let go. And I also said some stories on let going, letting go. And if you heard that, then that might help you in real life. Have I let go of the past? I have like let go, but like those are material stuff. Like I don't have any big possessions that I have let go of yet. So I'm
And
not.
also, is it in Facebook?
I think it is. Yep. I'll
Okay.
send the streaming link in the chat. Does anyone else have any questions? No one else has questions?
Okay, thank you so much, Rasika, for a very nice interactive presentation. And thank you, thank you. So, Anjana Gopika Mataji, you want to take over for the next part of the session?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Rasika, for coming and doing nice presentation. Now we can go to our next session. The other kids, they can present their sloka and rhyme what they learned last week. Anybody? Subhadra. Yes, Subhadra, go ahead. Subhadra, Balavinda, Manmay, Krishna, Chanvi, and is there anybody else?
न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Now I'm going to put your head up high with a great big smile, cause you're a devotee of Krishna. You're a devotee of Krishna. So clap your hands and stomp your feet, touch the ground and turn around, cause you're a devotee of Krishna. You're a devotee of Krishna. You rise up early and take your bath, mark your body with holy tilak. You greet the deities and chant your rounds, meditating on the spiritual sun, cause you're a devotee of Krishna. You're a devotee of Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Subhadra. Brahma Samhita Sloka, you want to do? One second. Will Subhadra and Giridhari want to go? Subhadra, Giridhari, do you want to try your sloka rhyme?
Yes, Mataji.
Please go ahead.
Mataji, what was the shloka?
Jana jayate miriyate va kadachit.
Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva
Babita bana bhuya.
bhavitana bhuya
Ajo nityam
ajo nityam sasatayam purana
nahanyate
nahanyate
hanyamane sari.
anyamane sharire.
Put your head up. You know that right?
Put your head up, put your head high, and with a great big smile. Mataji, I kind of forgot about the tune.
Yeah. 1 second. Relax to Janvi. Janvi, can you say your rhyme? Can you? Oh,
Put your head up high with a big
you can sing.
Put your head up high with a great big smile, cause you're a devotee of Krishna. Cause you're a devotee of Krishna.
Yes, go ahead, Subhadra. Bring the phone.
Put your head up high with a great big smile, cause you're a devotee of Krishna. You're a devotee of Krishna.
Clap your hands.
Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Touch the ground and jump up high. 'Cause you're a devotee of Krishna. You're a devotee of Krishna.
Yes, Subhadra. You want to say the Brahma Samhita sloka? Yes,
Okay, Mataji.
yes, go ahead.
Wait,
Sri
one second.
Ram Yatha Dadi Vishesa Yoga
Shriram Yata Dadi
Vishesa Yoga
Yogam
Sanjayate Nahi
Nami
Tatha Pritagaste Heto
Rasti Heto
Govindamadi.
Purusham Samaham Brajani.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Manmay Krishna, do you want to try? Okay, Bala Brinda, are you there? Janvi? Janvi, can you come here?
I like Krishna and I have Krishna toilet.
Mataji, Vrinda will not share it today. Mataji, she's playing. Do you want to share? Yes. Okay. Mataji, she came. Mataji. Which sloka, Mataji? I forgot.
Anajayati Miriyati and Sri Ram.
Thank you, Mataji.
Put your, she knows the rhyme, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji, she knows.
Great big smile. You are the body of Krishna. You are the body of Krishna.
You raise a thali, take your bath, read the teachings and chant Hare Krishna, because you
are the body of Krishna. You are the body of Krishna.
Okay, here it is. Okay. Meditating on the spiritual science, because you are the body of Krishna.
You are the body of Krishna.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. I think Mukund want to do. Mukund, can you go?
Mataji.
Mataji, I can say later. Hey, Krishna,
Okay.
Mataji, I can say later.
Manmay Krishna, go ahead.
Mataji, I'll tell the next class.
Okay. Yes, Mukunda, go ahead, Mukund.
श्रीगजेन्द्र उवाच ॐ नमो भगवते तस्मै यथा एतच्चिदात्मकं पुरुषायादिबीजाय परेशयाभिधीमहि यस्मिन् दम्यतश्चेदं येनेदं यायदं स्वयं यस्मात् परस्माच्च परस्त्वां प्रपद्य स्वयंभुवं यस्वात्मनीदं निजमाययार्पितं क्वचिद्विभातं क्वचित् तत्तिरोहितम् अवेदक्षक्ष उभायं तदीक्षते स आत्मभूलोऽवतु मां परत्परः कालेन पञ्चतमितेषु कृत्स्नेषु लोकेषु पालेषु च सर्वहेतुषु तमस्तदाशत् गहनं गम्भीरं यस्तस्य पारेऽभिविराजते विभु न यस्य देव ऋषया पदं विदुर्जन्तु पुनः करोति गन्तुमिरितम् यथा न तस्य कृतिभिर्विचेष्टतो दूरतया न क्रमणा समवतु दृदृक्षवो यस्य पदं सुमङ्गलं विमुक्तसङ्गमनया सुसाधवः चरञ्च लोकावृतमावरणं वने भूतात्मभूता सुहृदा समे गति न विद्यते यस्य च जन्म कर्म वा न नामरूपे गुणदोष एव वा तथापि लोकप्रियसम्भवाय या स्वमाययान्तान्यकुलं मृच्छति तस्मै नमः परेशाय ब्राह्मणेनन्तये अरूपाय ररूपाय नमः आश्चर्यकर्मणे नमः आत्मप्रदीपाय साक्षिणे परमात्मने नमो गीरं विदुराय मनसश्चेतसामपि सत्त्वेन प्रतिलभ्याय नैष्कर्म्येन विपश्चिता नमः कैवल्यनाथाय निर्मलसुखसंविदे नमः शान्ताय घोराय मूढाय गुणधर्मिणे निर्विशेषाय सम्याय नमो ज्ञानघनाय च क्षेत्रज्ञान नमस्तुभ्यं सर्वदा यक्षसाक्षिणे पुरुषायात्ममूलाय मूलप्रकृतये नमः सर्वेन्द्रिय गुणद्रष्टे सर्वप्रत्यय हेतवे असताचाय युक्ताय सदभासाय ते नमः नमो नमस्ते अखिलकारणाय नैष्कारणाय भूतकारणाय सर्वागमनाय महानवाय नमोपवर्गाय परायणाय गुणारणीचन्न च दुष्मपाय तक्षोभविस्पृजितमानसाय निष्कर्म्यभावेन विवर्जितात्मा स्वयं प्रकाश नमस्करोमि माद्रेक् प्रपन्न पशुपाशविमोक्षणाय मुक्ताय भूरि करुणाय नमोलयाय शंसेन सर्वतनुभृन्मनसि प्रतीता प्रत्यग्रशे भगवते वृतनमस्ते आत्मनात्मा आत्मात्मा जप्त गृहवित्त जनेश शक्त दुष्प्रापपाय गुणसंग विवर्जिताय मुक्तामभि स्वहृदये परिभाविताय ज्ञानात्मने भगवते नमः ईश्वराय हरे कृष्ण माता जी थैंक यू
Thank you. Janvi is there. Na Siram Yatha Dadi.
Shiram yata tade vikara vishesha yogacha yate maya pata gashtet samota apitata santachikarat govinda mari bhasham tamaham bachan.
And then this one. Na jayati miriyati. Na jayati miriyati.
Jayate mirate vakarache nayam bhuta bhavita vanavoy ajane tam sasatayam parana nahanyate hanyamane sharire.
And then after that, this one. Put your head up.
Put your head up high with a great big smile, cause you're a devotee of Krishna, cause you're a devotee of Krishna. So clap your hands, feet, touch the ground and turn around, cause you're a devotee of Krishna, cause you're a devotee of Krishna.
Thank you, Janvi. Thank you, everyone. Anyway. Now we can end the call. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Subhadra. Balram is there?
Mataji, Hari Bol.
Laptop in the wallet. Can you please move? So should I show you the English?
Yeah.
Hari Bol.
The English is doing so.
Mataji, can you end the call?
It's my soul.
Vinita Mataji, can you end the
Yes,
call?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji. I will end. Oh, I forgot. It was unmuted, Mataji. I'm so sorry. I didn't check. Hari Bol, closing the call.